New class changes 31st of August. What's up guys, Petko here, welcome back to another video. Finally, the long-awaited weekly class changes have hit PTR servers, and with that, a lot of changes have done on several classes. Keep in mind, this is gonna be one of the last class changes we get before the season comes out. I believe there should be one more minor one after the patch comes out, but this, we're looking at right now a patch release candidate, which means there's likely not gonna be anything else before the patch comes out. But then again, there's always an exemption, so you never know. All right, let's go forward. First of all, let's talk about Death Knight got another change. Wave of Deathbringer, which is pretty much played by Blood Decay and Frost. This is only for Frost. Wave of Souls critical strike now increases the damage from 5 to 3%. That's a nerf here. Nerf to Swift in Pain. Nerfed again to Swift in Pain. Exterminate First Sight also got nerfed by 15%. That's an overall nerf on Deathbringer Frost Decay, on top of getting 3% aura nerf here and Obliterate 5% nerf, which means you're nerfing single target, AoE burst, and sustained damage all at once. Unholy also got a nerf on Dead Coil, which pretty much means less single target here. I guess less AoE as well, because you also Dead Coil and AoE. Sandlin got some changes. Sandlin, it appears here to be nerfed. Interesting change here. And Rider of the Apocalypse, minor bug fixes. Overall, both Unholy and Frost have received nerf. I believe they did so because of the raid performance. I don't think they did it because of Mythic Plus. Unholy Mythic Plus is above average performer, and Frost is one of the best DPSers so far. But after seeing this, we shall see if they're the best or not. We're going to be testing it. My intuition is telling me they're still going to be super strong, but you know, due to be tested. One small note about Blood Decay. They received a Bloodshot armor increase from 100% of their strength to 115, which is going to help their durability by a little bit. Not too shabby. I'll take that and move forward. Next in line is going to be Druid Wildstalker. Pretty much, you never played Wildstalker as a Pharaoh, but Wildstalker was played quite often. I guess from a restoration point of view, they're nerfing it just a little bit. That's fine, no problem. Pharaoh Sabertooth causes Ferocious Bite to increase damage taken from your bleeds. Another periodic effects 5% per combo and was 3%. Okay. They're buffing Sabertooth, making it better, technically more single target, more prior damage. So that's not too bad. I'll take that one on Pharaoh. If you're playing Sabertooth, once again, if you are. Flame Shaper Evoker Essence Bomb damage decreased by 30%. On top of Scale Commander now gets another bug fix. Interesting. I think Flame Shaper Devastation Evoker is one of the best DPSers right now from a pure raw H DPS output. Okay, so pure DPS, nothing else considered. They are doing pretty good. Moving forward to the biggest change so far this week is gonna be Hunters. Prepare to cry. Hunters. Dark Ranger MM, another nerf. 8% Black Arrow less damage, which means less single target as well. Sentinel, another nerf. Aim shot bonus damage goes from 20 to 10%. It was first 30. No, it was first 20. They buffed it to 30. It dropped down to 20, and now it's 10. A roller coaster of emotions, guys. And the biggest change here, Beast Mastery, minus 3% overall damage reduced. Beast Mastery, this is the 4th consecutive nerf to BM Hunter, and they've taken a beating, big time beating. I think overall, our nerfs to BM Hunter might come together with like minus 50 or 20% nerf on BM. No cap. They're actually nerfing the shit out of Hunters. Crazy. MM Hunter trick shots effectives damage reduced from 75% to 60%. This is huge nerf in AoE, by the way. This is a huge nerf. I am surprised to see that. This is like a 20% less value coming from trick shots. So, is this going to be the end to MM Hunter? I don't know. I think for sure it's still going to be decent, but are you going to be top DPS? I'm very sorry to say that, but that's a big nerf, dude. I don't know about that one, guys. We're going to be testing it today, but this looks like a substantial nerf to MM Hunter. Very big nerf. Trick shot damage, this is the biggest AoE nerf they could have gotten, on top of the Sentinel nerfs, on top of the Dark Ranger nerfs. I don't know. Not looking too good, chat. If you're a Hunter main, prepare for the year of the spear, chat. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, moving forward, Mage, Sunfury Mage has gotten some changes. Sunfury was played both by Arcane and Fire recently. Meteor damage they reduced by 15%, and Arcane Phoenix does less damage now. Only Arcane change here. Resonance damage bonus reduced from 15% to 12. Another nerf to Arcane. Fire Mage, all damage dealt reduced by 3%. Flame Strike reduced by 15%. Okay, so we might actually get to see Frost Mage actually being meta. No cap. They already do very good single target, likely one of the best so far across all range DPS picks. On top of this, they haven't really been changed, and I'm very curious to see if Frost Mage will come on top in Mythic Plus after those nerfs to Fire and Arcane. Keep in mind that the Fire nerf is again Aura nerf 3%, plus Sun Fury nerf, plus Flame Strike nerf. So definitely gonna hit you big time. Monk, Conduit to Celestial Mistweaver Monk, 4 set has been nerfed a little bit, that's fine. Windwalker has also received some changes. Heart of the Jade Serpent, the duration reduced to 4 seconds. It was 8 before, but they did a compensation buff on Monk. You're gonna see it in a second. Again, they're nerfing the 2-set and 4-piece on Conduit Windwalker, which is exactly what you played anyway. But they're giving you 8% Aura buff. So they took something away. They took the power of the set away, or not away, but like, you know, reduced the power away and gave you Aura buffs. Which I think, obviously, I still believe this is gonna come as net positive for you. I'm pretty sure. I gotta speak to Babs, see exactly what he thinks about that, but I'm pretty confident it's gonna come out as a net buff. How much of a buff would that be? I'm not sure, but we're gonna find out very soon. Unless I'm wrong, I could be wrong. This is like an on-spot analysis. I haven't talked to any Twitter crafters, just first reaction. I woke up not so long ago, okay? But I still believe this should be a Monk buff so far. Moving forward, a Hero of the Sun Holy Paladin received some substantial buffs here, healing and damage. Obviously, that's looking pretty good for them. If you are playing Hero to the Sun, big W for Holy Paladin. Moving forward, Retribution, Paladin, Sunseer, damage increased by 100% if you're playing Hero to the Sun, which nobody plays anyway. After this, maybe want to consider it, maybe give it a try, but I'm pretty sure Templar will still rock your world. On top of this, Retribution received Divine Storm 10% buff, Wake of Ashes 10% buff, Searing Flames, Truth Wake buffed as well. They're actually pretty confident. They're pretty adamant about buffing Retribution Paladin. I've seen this times and times again where they're adjusting this pick very late into the PTR cycles, just like last season. This season is no different. As you can see, they have received another buff. They got single target buffs last week. This time around, more buffs in AoE and also single target. So overall, retributions are slightly, you know, climbing up. Also, bug fix here. Wake of Ashes not benefiting from Avenging Wrath when it activates Radiant Glory. Another positive bug fix done for Retribution Paladins. Thumbs up to that one. Moving forward, Discipline Priest. Holy Nova mana reduction from 75 to 87. Whatever. That's whatever changed. Nobody cares. Rogue. Let's see what they change. Cold Blood cooldown now begins immediately upon use and had a 15 seconds max duration. Okay. That's good. That's very good thing for Cold Blood users. Deathstalker Assassination Rogue 2 set has been buffed. That's good for them. And as well as the 4th set, so that's a buff on Asarok, both 2-piece and 4-piece. Pretty big W. Well, I wouldn't say big W, but you know, good. I like that. Sub-Rogue 2-piece has been nerfed. So they're nerfing the 2-piece on Sub-Rogue. But they're going to be buffing it later. I'll show you right now. Fatebound, Coin Tails, and Lucky damage increased by 17% as Fatebound. I believe Outlaw played the most Fatebound out of anything so far. Trickster Outlaw, Nimble Fury bonus on Blade Flurry damage reduced from 25 to 20% on if you're playing Trickster Outlaw right now. That's less damage to you. And Sub-Rogue, it seems like Nimble Fury has also received nerf if you're playing Trickster Sub-Little Rogue, and I believe most of them were already playing Trickster self, so that's around 8% nerf for Nimble Fury, give or take. Napkin Math here, could be wrong. And yeah, interesting. But out of those nerfs to the tier sets, they are adjusting the damage a little bit here. Assassination received another aura buff by 4%. Outlaw received another aura buff by 3.5%, plus Killing Spree buff by 15%, and Sub-Rogue received aura buff by 5%. Overall, that's pretty good. They taken some powers away from the tier set, gave you more general power, which is good, especially early into the season when you don't have, for example, 4-piece and 2-piece. I think it's overall this is fair trade. The question is this going to be enough to bring rogues up there? I am not sure. Currently, they're simming quite low on max single target sims, but you never know in the future, guys. Things could change for them. You know, maybe there should be another one coming in, another twitting. Who knows? And last but not least, nothing for shamans and nothing for warriors. Warlock is the last spec that got changed. Hell Color Destruction, Wither damage decreased by 15%, and Black and Soul both nerfed by 5%. Okay. So the Wither damage decrease and Black and Soul will definitely hurt Hell Color. because Black and Soul is the majority of your damage. Wither is also doing a lot of damage. I would say it would have hurt you more if they made you Black and Soul deal less damage. But because it's only 5% and because Wither is only 15%, I would say it's not going to be as big of a nerf in AoE, okay? However, they buffed your Chaos Bolt by 20%, which I told you guys that's something that they needed. So that's going to be arguably net positive single target buff, but not by much, I would say. But that's going to be a winner for sure. ST either net neutral or very small gain, in my opinion. So this is something I don't understand. So they buffed Black and Soul last week, and now they're nerfing it. It's the same thing as Hunter. They buffed the tier set, and this week they're nerfing the tier set. Then why do you buff it in the first place? I feel like there's no correlation between this. There's just no logic. It's like throwing random cards out there on the deck and hoping to hit a set, whatever. Kind of crazy nerf, but whatever. That's everything so far, guys. I'll be testing all of this live on stream as soon as I wake up more. I guess in like an hour and a half-ish, give or take, at like 10 o'clock Central European Summertime, I'll begin the stream. But I would expect to see a lot of Hunters to cry because Hunter is actually getting to be, Anyway, peace out. See you guys on stream. And yeah, that's all. Bye for now.